I recently had an agent ask me what's one of the best ways to retain my clients. And I really didn't think much about it because I've never actually made a video on how to retain people, because it's something that we are always talking about, getting a customer. Sometimes we lose sight on how to keep a customer. So one example of keeping a customer would be, making sure that the follow-up is in. So just checking back in with that guy at the same day, with a text, with an email, with another phone call, with a voicemail, and just letting them know, hey, just wanted to double check, make sure you had any questions before I left the office, because nobody's really doing that. Nobody's really checking in with that guy just to make sure that he is being taken care of. And then the other thing that you want to make sure that you do is send them a handwritten thank you card, or you can automate it, which makes it look like it's handwritten, but you still have to type it on one of those websites that offers that service. There's plenty of them out there. And then making sure that you call them back in a week to make sure that they got their policy, confirm their address. They're going to get their welcome packet in the mail, and they're going to get their policy in the mail. So all of those things are all touch points. So the biggest place that you can lose your clients is within the first 30 to 60 days. So just making sure that you call that client back, reaffirm their choice, and reiterate the fact that, hey, I got you the best thing that's out there. There's going to be a lot of things on TV. There's going to be a lot of things in the mail. But just because they have that doesn't mean that it's the best fit for everyone. Did you ever wonder what the catch was with those plans? I can go on and on about that, but I'm just gauging where their interest is, and maybe they already know it's too good to be true, or maybe they're curious, hey, what is that thing that I'm seeing in the mail, or that I'm seeing that TV commercial? I always see that TV commercial. Just letting them know the truth about what's being seen in that. And so it's just very important to, make sure you know why they got it. If you, at the end of the call, if you don't know why they made the decision to go ahead and get this done, then, that's a problem. You have to know, what's the reason why this person's getting it, and then just driving that home. So later when you call them back, you can say, hey, well, remember, you got this because of this. This is why you did this. And so I'm just going to reaffirm their decision of what they originally decided they wanted to do it for. So just making sure that you can press on that again in the future when you talk to them, when they have second thoughts, if they have second thoughts. Also, the more confident that you sound, this is, kind of like something that, shouldn't even have to mention here, but I'm going to. Just the way you sound, the way I'm talking. I don't have a script. I'm just telling you information that I know is true. And so you got to make sure that they know that you're the real deal, just by the way you speak to them. Confidence, certainty. Look, I've done this 6 times this week. Maybe it's your first week and you've helped 6 people. Hey, I've just helped 6 people in the last 3 days. I remember my first 45 days. I was like, yeah, I've helped 35 people in the last 4 weeks. Really? You have? And then I remember when I got to my first 100 clients, yeah, I've helped 100 people in the last 4 months, 3 months, 4 months. And they're just, hey, Mary, how many times you do this a day? Oh, I don't ever really do this. I do this 10 times a day, every day, 40 hours a week. I've done this thousands of times. I don't ever run into situations I haven't heard before. You don't always have to say that to people, but you want to convey that message to them through the way that you communicate, and maybe even you drop a little something like, hey, I've already helped 3 people get a policy today. How many times have you talked about this today? How many times in your lifetime have you let someone talk to you about this? Well, what are you talking about? How many times in your lifetime have you been told about what I'm talking about? Never? Once? 5 times? Oh, a dozen times? Man, I did this a dozen times today. I've talked to 40 people yesterday. Just conveying that confidence. Texting them, dude. Texting them from your personal number. Emailing them. Hey, do you have an email? Good, I'm going to shoot you an email. I want you to have all of my information. Making them write down your number, and making them write down your name, and possibly even your NPN, your national producer number, before the end of every call. Out of this, man, without really even fully, being as diligent as I should on follow-up, I have a 70% minimum retention, and that includes guaranteed issue. If I didn't write guaranteed issue, I think it'd be 80, 85% easily.